My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review for The Northman, and this is a movie I was really looking forward to. I love the director Robert Eggers, and just everything I heard about this movie sounded like it would be my kind of movie, but I still went in with tempered expectations just because I haven't liked very many movies that have come out this year. But I'm so happy to say that this movie is indeed great. This movie just reminded me why I love movies so much. But let's begin talking about the cast, first with Alexander Skarsgård. Now, he's an actor who hasn't impressed me all too much. Up until now, I thought his best performance was in Big Little Lies. I thought he was really good there, but I don't think he was good in Tarzan, and just lots of the time, I thought he was really bland. But this is his best performance yet. It's the kind of performance that doesn't get the credit it deserves because it relies on his physicality, but he just pulls it off so perfectly. And also, he just sells you on the rage of this character. I was really impressed by him in this movie. You've also got Nicole Kidman, who's great in everything she's in. She's one of the best actresses ever, and she's great in this movie. Then you've also got Ethan Hawke, who I didn't even know was in this movie until I looked it up just a few minutes ago. I did not recognize him at all. Like, with the beard and everything, I didn't know it was Ethan Hawke, but he's good in this movie. I thought Klaus Bang, who I've never heard of before, was really good in this movie as well. And Willem Dafoe, he's not in this movie much, but he's really good in the time he is in it. And you've also got Anya Taylor-Joy, who continues to impress me. I thought she was good in Split and Glass. I thought she was amazing in The Witch. Like, that performance is just incredible. She was amazing in The Queen's Gambit. She deserved every award she won. And she's great in this movie. She is one of the best actresses working right now, and she just continues to show why. She sells you on each and every character beat that she needed to, and she just does so in such a pitch-perfect manner. But that all said, the real star of this movie is Robert Eggers. This movie is clearly 100% his vision, and he just pulls it off so flawlessly. Just nobody could have directed this movie the way he did. It just feels like a movie distinct to his style, and that's what makes this movie so great. The craftsmanship behind it is just undeniable. I thought the production design and the costume design were really great. They immerse you in the time period. And the cinematography by Jaron Balashik, who I probably mispronounced his name, he just does phenomenal here. This movie is just stunning to look at. I couldn't take my eyes off the screen. Just every single shot was so perfectly captured, and he just captures a certain atmosphere and tone that was perfect for this movie. I think he does amazing work here. And you've also got other elements to this movie. I thought the action was really good. It was surprising just how brutal this movie was in moments, but I really liked that aspect. In fact, it goes so far in moments that it kind of hinders on the whole genre. Like, there's a few shots in this movie that reminded me of the TV show Hannibal. Because in Hannibal, there was all these different and creative kills, and there's a few scenes in this movie that just reminded me of that show, and that's a very good thing. Also, typically, surreal elements in a movie like this don't really work for me, but they actually really work for me here, and I actually thought they added a lot to the culture and to the characters of what's going on, so that was one element that I really dug. And this is a culturally rich movie. It does feel like you're experiencing a different time period, that you're experiencing a different culture, and what they believe in, you're experiencing that as well, and I really loved that element of the movie. And I also thought the character work in this movie was really strong. It's not the most in-your-face character work, it's not a character study, but there is definitely depth and nuance to these characters, and it was done in a very subtle way that worked for me. There is no pure good and there is no pure evil. You understand everyone to a certain extent, and that's just good writing. It's not black and white, it's gray, and that is the most interesting kind of story. And there was actually one review on this movie that did catch me by surprise that I thought really worked. My only issue with this movie is that it doesn't begin the strongest. It did take me a while to get invested in what's going on. I didn't mind the weird stuff later on in the movie, but I feel like they went too weird too soon to the point where there was a bit of a disconnect at the start where you needed to be more emotionally attached to what was going on. So I do wish they started off this movie in more of a cliche manner to get you familiar with these characters in this time period, and I think it would have worked better though. And my only other issue for this movie is that there's a point where they clearly should have said, it's over, I have the high ground. And the fact that they didn't do that is a huge detriment to this movie. You'll know what I mean when you see this movie. But Robert Eggers is a director who continues to impress. Every single one of his movies, The Witch, The Lighthouse, and The Northman, are all completely different. But he just brings a style to each one of them to the point where they all kind of feel the same. You've got yourself a horror movie, this weird, dark comedy, fantasy kind of horror movie, and then you've got yourself a historical epic movie, and they all feel like distinct Robert Eggers movies. That's when you know that you are a director with a unique style, and that is a kind of filmmaking I really appreciate. And that craftsmanship is just fully on display here. The technical aspects of this movie are just perfection. This movie just looks beautiful. I could not take my eyes off the screen. I was constantly captivated on a visual level and just what was going on. I thought the character work was really strong, and even though the story is simple, it's still effective. The fact that this is a 2-hour and 20-minute long movie and I was never bored is impressive. The cast all does a great job, and even though I wish this movie begun stronger, I still loved it. So I'm going to go ahead and give The Northman an 8 out of 10. This is honestly the best movie I've seen in theaters since The Invisible Man. I just loved it. I can't recommend it enough. I don't want this movie to fail at the box office, so definitely seek it out and watch it. But have you seen The Northman? What did you think about it? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe. Stay tuned for some more videos soon, and Gavin out.